Okay, so the thing is that if you guys know that, okay, let me ask this to Samvi. You can type in Samvi that if I basically try to log anything with this dot length in my global function where this is binded, right? Because we know that this refers to an object in its education context. So as of now, this is we are basically we are trying to log this dot length, or you just say that I try to log this also inside a global function. So where it is binded, can you tell me? Okay, so we no issues. Okay, okay. So, as you know, as we have already discussed that inside a global function, that this is basically mapped to our global window object, that is the window object, right? So here basically we have at global level we have a length, we have a variable named as length. So this will print basically 10, and that's why this is the first answer that it is printing is 10, but the second was coming a bit strange that it was printing 2. So let's just try to see the output again and try to figure out that why it is doing so, right? So if you see here, it is logging 10 and 2. So the thing that why it is printing 2, for that let's just put one more thing is that here, one more console, and try to see that what this argument 0 is thing is, right? Because this will basically give us a clarity that why it is printing 2. Right, so you can see that this argument 0 is nothing but a function fn, and it is basically the same function that is defined at global level, and it is basically logging this total. So guys, the thing is that this 2 is nothing but it is basically the length of the argument that we are passing right now, and here you can see that we are passing 2 arguments, that's why it is printing 2, right? If I just let's just clear the console, and if I just remove one of the arguments, and if I just pass single argument, the answer will be 10 and 1, right? Because as of now, my argument length is 1. So it is not, so here this dot length is basically printing the length of the argument. So Monica, is it clear? That was your doubt you asked. Just let me know if you have any, I mean, it's not clear, anything that is not clear right here. Right, so if I just pass 3 arguments, you can see that it is printing 3, right? So I hope it's clear, and that was the one thing that I said that I will be discussing this in our next session. So let me see. Okay, 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 Monica. So the thing is that let's just understand this, right? Let me just draw this here and see that what is the flow. I mean, I have already explained quite earlier that what is going to be the flow, but still, let's just see. Right. So suppose this is my global education context. Just rename this as a global education context, and right now it is having 2 things. One is the length variable, right? Let's just see, this is length len, and its value is 10, and it is having a function named as fn, right? So this is these 2 things, and it is also holding an object obj. So in my global execution context, I have these 3 things: object, length, and a function, right? And I here I am basically calling object dot method. So object, when I just object dot method, you can see right here is a function, right? So when I will be calling this, it will be basically creating a function execution context, right? And the name of it is, let's just see the what's the name. So this will create a function execution context, and this particular thing right now inside it we are basically calling fn, again, right? So this is my execution stack, This is my first fn call. This is my first method call, and just let me rename it fn1 because we won't be confusing with it. And inside fn1 we are again calling in fn, right? So it will again create a function execution context that is fn, and it will, what is fn, you can see this will call, and this will basically log a console.log this dot length, and because this is a global level function, my this will be binded to the window object or a global level, and global level we have a length value as 10, right? So this function will basically print 10, and then it will be popped out from my stack. So now again my execution, I mean the flow is back to fn1, and when the flow will go through to arguments this line, right? So this is not nothing but a function again, as we already saw that this is also a function fn, and now this is basically printing this dot length. So this dot length will be now be pointing to the length of the arguments, right? So this will be basically calling fn again, but right now my this is binded to arguments, and so it will be binded to the arguments. So that's why the number of arguments my function will be having, it will be printing the length of that. And as of now, we are having two arguments. That's why this is logging two. And if it had three, then it will print three. And if we have only one argument, that's why it will print right. So here the here this will print. I mean this particular piece of code will print the number of arguments, and then my fn1 will be popped out from the stack, and now we will be switching to the globalization context. So I hope I have explained, I mean, you have got the whole flow of the code, and it's clear. Is it clear, Monica?
Uh, I've found out that why argument of 0 will call fn function.
Why arguments of 0 will? Because we are passing fn right here.
No, first we called fn, right?
Yes.
And then again, why arguments of 0 will go to fn? I didn't understand that part. It's a function named arguments of 0, right?
Yeah. So what is my argument 0 right here? This is fn, right?
Yeah.
So this will give me fn, and
Okay. Fn. Okay. Got it.
yeah. So is it clear now?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, guys. So let's just jump directly to the today's session discussion, and today we are going to discuss about. So let us. Yes. Okay, guys. So before we should start our prototype quiz, let's just recap our last session, and for that, let me ask that we had already discussed pretty well what are prototypes. So let me ask a pretty basic question that suppose that you are an interviewer, and interviewer asks you that what are prototypes. So how you are going to define that. So let me ask this to I think Rahul. I
Yeah,
think you are
hi.
the yes, Rahul.
Hello.
So you
Yeah, yeah. Actually, what about that in JavaScript? Basically, sir,
no. This is not the question. First, we are
what is the
recapping
output
the
of the
last
code?
session. No.
Okay.
The question is that what are prototypes in JavaScript?
Uh, okay. Uh, what are prototype using? Actually, we are using prototype for using for inheritance. Uh,
नहीं राहुल,
pro-
मान लो कि इंटरव्यूअर ने पूछा तुमसे व्हाट आर प्रोडक्ट, तो तुम उसको ऐसे जवाब नहीं दोगे ना। ये तो
हाँ
लास्ट सेशन में मैं बताया था ना कि क्या होते हैं, कैसे आंसर करना है इसको।
हाँ तूने बताया था।
चलो कोई
बता
नहीं, म्यूट कर लो तुम। Monica, you are also there. Can you tell me what are prototypes? How you are going to answer this question in interview? The thing is that why I'm asking this because you can say if someone asks you, I mean, you can say somehow, but if you are in an interview, you have to give a very precise answer, right? You cannot say anything because that is going to decide that, I mean, how well you know about that thing. So you have to be pretty precise and accurate. So Monica, tell me what are prototypes? Pretty basic, pretty standard question.
Prototype is an object which are created when we use functions. It is used to share data and behavior among different objects created with the same function.
Okay, so it only created when we create functions, then only prototypes are created.
Uh, and objects also when we use new keyword.
Okay. Uh, okay. So yeah, pretty yes. Your answer is correct. So not function. I mean, every time in JavaScript, object is created by default. JavaScript engine create a prototype of it, right? A prototype is nothing but a function where you can basically put all the common functions that you want that should be present across multiple functions. So not only function because functions are objects by default in JavaScript. So the correct way to basically say is that in JavaScript, whenever there is objects are created, the prototypes are basically by prototypes are getting created by JavaScript. Okay, guys. So that's I mean that how accurate and successful you should be in interviews, right? Okay, so let me ask this to you, Monica, to you only. So, what do you think? What is the output of this particular piece of code? First question. So, I think it's nothing but
Object.
mhm. Why object?
Because every function is object in JavaScript.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. So, this is going to print the object because in JavaScript functions are treated as objects. So, that's right. Okay, so let's just move to the next question. And so what we are having is we have a function, a person, and it is sending a name, and we are basically assigning, we are binding the name to my this object, right? And then I am just calling the person dot prototype dot get name, and this basically I am returning the value of the name. And then I'm creating a new object of a person, and I'm passing the name as Tom, and then I'm trying to log Tom.getName. Right. So this will create an error. This particular piece of code will create an error. So first, the question is, what particular piece of code from this whole code will create an error and why, and what is the solution? So राहुल तुम ही बता दो क्या क्या होगा पहले तो ये बता दो कि ये एरर क्यों आएगा
ये एरर इसलिए आएगा एक सेकंड ये यहाँ पे हमने जो फंक्शन पर्सन है उसमें कुछ रिटर्न नहीं किया सॉरी पर्सन डॉट प्रोटोटाइप डॉट अच्छा यहाँ से नेम रिटर्न कर रहे हैं दिस नॉट कांस्टेंट का न्यू पर्सन टॉम टॉम है टॉम के दिस नेम में टॉम सेट हो गया टॉम डॉट गेट नेम टॉम डॉट गेट नेम ये टॉम डॉट गेट नेम हमने किया अच्छा हाँ पर्सन डॉट गेट नेम यार मुझे एरर लग नहीं रहा मैं थोड़ा सोचता हूँ तब तक मोनिका से पूछ लूँ
Sambhavi, can you tell me? I think if you have attended our this and closer session, the answer lies there, right there. And Rahul, I mean, this is also a hint. This will create an error for sure. And if you have attended the this and closer session, I mean, you should be able to give it the answer, and you should be able to catch the error. Sambhavi, can you tell me? Guys, can you see my screen? Just any one of you unmute yourself and say speak. Can you see my screen? I'm sharing the screen. Okay. Now this should not be the issue. I mean, if you can see my screen, of course, there should be a bit of lag in poor connection, but you can see other tabs also. Now, can you see my? I think right now I'm sharing my GitHub tab, right? Okay, somewhere it seems that there is some network issue from your side. You just try to rejoin or do so. I mean, you can just leave and come again, join again. I hope that I just wish that I hope that that will solve the network issue maybe. Okay, there is some issue with some movie. So Monica, can you tell me now? I mean, Rahul is not able to answer this thing. So what do you think? What is the answer? What is the error? Monica, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, Monica. Can you tell me what this is?
Mm. I also couldn't figure it.
Okay, let me ask this. Let's just try to understand what we are doing, right? So this particular piece of code, this will create a person function at global level. So if you try to read from code line by line, you will get the answer. So this particular function will create a basically a object named as person at global level. This is clear, right?
Yeah.
And inside it, we are basically logging this dot name equal to name. So at any global level, if I try to basically write this where it points to
What?
at global level inside a function, if I'm writing this that this where does it bind to, right? If I try to console log this, what it will print?
Window object.
Yeah, so that means the global object, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So we have a function at global level, and inside that we are setting a value property name in a window object. So this will basically create a name, set a property name in my window object, and it will assign its value to whatever I am passing here. That is clear.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's just move forward because this is an object. It can we will be having prototypes. So right now, what we are doing here.
We are. I mean, we are passing the name value in the prototype so that other objects could also.
We are returning the name.
Yes, okay. So what we are doing is right now here is that we are setting a function. We are basically creating an object get name. We are setting a property get name in the prototype object, and there we are assigning a function. So my get name property is holding a function, and inside that I am basically returning the value of this dot name. Right. So this thing is inside my prototype. This particular property get name. This is going to be inside my prototype. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm creating an object new person, right? Because I can create that of course because this person is an object, and I'm passing the value as Tom. Okay. So now tell me that where this Tom will be set in which object?
Global object.
Yeah, so this will be set in global object, and now I'm calling tom dot get name, right? So tom dot get name. So where is my get name?
In prototype.
Yeah, and I am basically trying to access the prototype object this dot name. So will there will be a name value will be there or not?
So we have to access it via prototype only.
No, the thing is that in prototype object context, my this will be binded as of now here. My this will be is binding to my prototype object, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a name property in my prototype object?
Yeah.
Do we have that?
No, it's in
Where we
global object.
yeah. So the issue is that the name is set in a global object. We are trying to access it from our prototype object, right? So this will return me undefined value, right? So that was that was the basically the question. I mean, the answer of this was pretty simple because inside our person, I'm setting the name in my window object, and right now here I am trying to access it in the global prototype object. So that's why this particular thing will basically returning me
But
prototype.
using prototype, we are assigning the value of, I mean, get name is in person, right?
Get name is not in person. Get name is inside the person a prototype object.
But if we use prototype, the person can use get name, right?
Yes, person can use get name. Of course, get name is there, but what here I'm get name is holding a function, right? It will here Tom dot get name. Here it won't give undefined error, right? If I just simply don't write a function call here and just simply write, let's just see. Let's just do that. So if I don't pass a function call here, it will basically print this arrow function, right? This is not giving me undefined value. Why? Because get name is we can access get name because it's in my prototype, person post prototype.
Okay, okay. So name is in global,
Yes,
but okay.
yes. But if I pass a function call here, so it will call this arrow function, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I do not have any name in my prototype object. I have get name, but I do not have name because name is there in window object,
Yeah, yeah, got it.
right? Let's just show there. So that was the thing. So whenever you come across a certain kind of this kind of question, I mean, you should read it line by line, and just let me clear. You should read it line by line and try to understand that what's going on, right? So that's how you can basically understand that. Okay, so that those will just look next. Okay, guys. So now, if I, let me just try to log the window object and try to show that if we have a name object right here or not. Let's just don't not do this. Just see this dot name. Right, so it is returning me a empty, I think empty value because it is saying the identified term has already been declared. Let me show this correctly. Let's just don't use const. Okay, I think there is some issue, but yeah, there is some strange issues coming. But I mean the concept was to basically the was to basically find out that as of now my name is right there in window object. It's not there in my prototype. So that's why that was the basic that was the whole concept of discussing this question. Uh, okay, guys, I hope it's clear. If you have any doubt, I mean, we can discuss a bit more here in this particular question. Okay, so now let's just move forward and now, so in the next question, what we are doing is basically we are creating a person, a class name person here. Basically, that is going to that is going to create an object behind the scene. Then we are creating an employee class that is extending my person. Right. So this is again going to be behind the scene. You can assume it like I mean, you can think of it like an object. So my employee object is extending my person. You can consider it as a class also. So my employee class is extending my person class. My developer class is extending my employee class. And now I'm creating a object named as of class developer. So my Tom is basically the object of developer, and my developer is basically extending employee. And so you have to assume that there is a prototype chain, and this whole chain is going to be like, first it will be having an object, then person, then employee, then developer, and then I'm creating object of developer. So to get the more clarity of how it is, I mean, what is the function chain. So you can see the at first level we have an object, because we know that at any object that are created, they are basically basically belongs to the object class. So the first and that there the prototype chain is assigned to null. So that's basically in prototype chain delegation method also, that's the stopping my condition, that if I get the value of my prototype as null, that means that I have to stop. There is no more there is no prototype chain to, and I have reached to my parent level. So this is my stopping condition. So at the first condition, we are basically creating an object class, and then we have a person. So person class will create a person prototype. Employee class will create an employee prototype, and developer class will create a developer prototype. And I am creating an object Tom, basically, which basically will be referring to my developer prototype. So this is the whole prototype chain to make you understand that what this particular piece of code is doing behind the scene, and how the prototype chain is getting created, and how the delegation will be happen. So if I try to create an object of developer and try to access any property, so first it will go and check that whether that particular value is there in my developer prototype or not. So if it will be there in my developer prototype, it will return. I mean, it will just return from there. But if it won't be there, so it will delegate the request to its parent prototype chain. I mean, this is the whole prototype chain. So it will go to the employee prototype, and it will try to find out there. And if it's not there, again it will go there in person prototype, and it will try to find. And again, if that particular value is not here, it will again go to the object class, and it will try to find the that particular value in object. And if again it's not there, so it will again go and see my prototype value has been is now null. So it will stop checking. It says that okay, I have reached to the maximum parent level. I mean, this is this my prototype chain has now ended, and this is my parent. You can say parent class. So, and we all know that in any object, my parent, if I we create any object, my parent class is basically object class that are defined in JavaScript. So this is the whole prototype chain. So I hope this particular line of code is clear first, and we will be discussing all these questions that are related to this, and this will basically clear a lot of your doubts, and it will give you a whole lot of clarity that how the prototype chain works and how the inheritance are done in using prototype chains. So is it clear, this line of code and this diagram? Any doubt? Okay, guys. So Samvi, let me ask the first question. So the first question, what we are I'm is that we are basically we are checking that does my object dot get prototype of Tom. That means I'm saying that okay, give me the prototype of so I mean you guys should be familiar with the fact that if I have to get the prototype of any object, I can use the function object dot get prototype, right? If you notice, this object is my global class of object. If you see the O is capital, right? So I am trying to access the prototype of Tom, and I'm saying that I'm checking that does my prototype of Tom is equal to the prototype of developer, right? So Samvi, if this diagram is clear, and if this particular line of code is clear, so what this particular line of code will print in if I try to console log this. So I mean, we are comparing. This is basically a comparison relational operator. So I mean, this will be true or false. So what do you think? Will be it will be true, or is it equal? Is this whole both the things are equal, or these both things are different? Okay, Sandeep. So the thing is that let me explain again the whole thing. So we are basically creating a class named as person, right? So this person, so in JavaScript, if we, anytime we create an object, so that particular object's parent class is object class. This is like this one thing. This I think you also know. So know or knowing that, right? So here I'm creating a person class, and now I'm again creating a class employee class, and I am extending the person class. Now I'm creating a developer class, and developer class is extending employee class. And now I'm creating a object of developer class, right? So this basically all these things, whenever in JavaScript, I mean, we try to create a class, these are basically syntactical sugar behind the scene. These are we are creating a class, of course. So this will create a whole this will create a whole function prototype chain. So you can see that we started with the person class, and person class have a reference to its person prototype. Then we created an employee class, and because my employee class is extending with person class, so of course it will be having a reference to access to its prototype, and it will be having access to person prototype also, right? Because it is extending, right? And now we have created a developer class, and we are extending employee class. So of course it will be having access to its prototype, and again it will be having access to my employee prototype. So this whole thing will create a prototype chain. So if I create a object of developer class, and if I try to like just if I try to say the tom dot prototype dot get name, so it will first go and check that whether get name is there inside this particular prototype or not. So if it won't be there, so it will just delegate the request to its parent chain, and then this whole chain will go up till the object, and then the stopping condition is null. So I think it's clear. I mean, now is it clear, Samveer? Is it clear that what we are doing, right? This particular piece of code, how the function prototype chain are getting created. Is it clear, Samveer? Cool. So Samvi, tell me the answer of first thing, that does my object dot get prototype of Tom and developer dot prototype is same. So if I try to be more specific to I mean, if you guys see the diagram, of course it's pretty much clear that the thing is that I am saying that does my developer prototype and Tom prototype is same or not. So that what I'm trying to so guys, when we try to access a prototype and object, we basically I mean, here my developer is a class, right? And I'm creating an object of developer. So this thing has created a new object, which is basically having which is basically instance of developer, right? So I am here trying to access object.get prototype of Tom. I'm using object.getPrototype. So if we have created any object from an object or any class, right? So we use object.getPrototype, and I'm saying that does the object.getPrototype of Tom is equal to developer.prototype. So does my Tom prototype, which is equal to developer prototype or not? So that's the question. So what do you think? What was the answer? Is it true or false? Samvit? First, let me know if the question is okay. Rahul, what do you think? Is it true or false? Rahul, can you hear me?
मनोज एक कोनो तिवारी छला से आबि गेल
Rahul, can you? I mean, you can type your answer again if my microphone is not working. You can type here. Okay, guys. So let's just move forward. I mean, we have a lot to discuss. So, guys, as Yusuf is saying, these are it is true. I mean, you can see also through the diagram also that these both the things are referring to the same prototype, right? So this is going to be the same. So this will basically return true, right? So now let us move forward to the next question, and now try to understand this. Now basically I am saying that my Tom is an object, right, which is an instance of class developer, and I'm saying that I'm trying to first using the object.get prototype. I'm trying to access the prototype of Tom. So this will return, this particular thing will return the prototype of Tom, and I'm saying that does the prototype of Tom is equal to employee.prototype, right? So whether is it is both the things are I mean same or it's different. So Monica, what do you think? What is the answer? Does my prototype of Tom and employee is same or it's different?
Same.
Okay, and how you can say that it's same?
Uh, because all these are extending from, person.
No, just try to see that. I'm saying that if you see this diagram, I'm saying that hey, give me the prototype of Tom. So it will give me this, right?
Yeah, so both are different.
Yeah, and now
But
I'm
I have
saying
a
that
reference. Yeah.
yeah, they are of course having a reference. When we have a reference to something, we mean that we can access that thing, right? But we cannot say
Yeah.
the both the things are equal, right?
Okay.
So this will return a false. This particular thing will return false. Okay, let's Monica, you answer the next question also. I mean, it's simple. So the thing is that now I'm saying that developer dot is prototype of. So I mean you I mean first let me explain that is prototype check the thing that does my prototype of developer and Tom is same or not. I mean if this is the same, I mean, it just check that Tom is in prototype of developer. So what do you think? Whether this will return true or false?
True.
Yeah. So this thing also will return true. So basically, our intention is to basically point out that what are the different functions and how we have which are used to check the prototype. So you saw that we have a get prototype of, and then we have a is prototype of. So these will basically check that Tom is a prototype of developer or not. So this will basically return true because these both the prototypes are same. Okay, so now let's ask this question to Rahul. Rahul, I think now it's use. I mean, this whole thing should be clear. So I mean, you can answer this next question. And in the next question, we are saying that does my developer dot prototype is prototype of Tom or not?
Developer dot prototype is prototype of Tom. Developer is prototype of Tom. Developer is developer. True.
Okay, Rahul, इसको तो move करो तब तक I mean you answer this question, but I want to go back to this particular question again. So Monica, so you said that this is true, right?
Yeah.
So let's just come back to this particular question. So what is developer first? So this particular thing which checks that is prototype check that the value that I am comparing these both. I mean it does same do the same stuff that we are doing right here, right? So it is checking that it is checking that if we try to I mean see it using this particular line of statement, it just checks that whether developer is equal to developer object is same as that is of prototype of Tom. So now tell me, is it first clear that what I'm trying to say? What is the question?
No.
Okay, okay. So it is saying that we have a developer class, or it basically in JavaScript everything is object. So you can say that we have a developer class, right?
Yeah.
And is prototype, and if I use is prototype, so it basically goes and first check that I am passing Tom here. So it will basically it will basically return the prototype of Tom, and then it will check that that particular prototype is equal to developer or not. That line of code statement means that this. So now tell me, is it true or false?
So we are passing the Tom's prototype to developer. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, we are comparing the prototype of Tom with developer. That is the question.
So they are pointing to the same prototype, and so I guess yes.
No, yeah, I mean that's the confusion that is there. So we are not here. Just let me show you. I mean, if you see the question, we are not comparing the prototype of developer. We are comparing it with the developer object only, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that, hey, give me the Tom prototype and then check with the developer prototype. I am saying that, hey, give me the Tom prototype and check with the developer. I mean, this is the object. Whenever we call any I mean function using the first object, so it check with the object that whatever we are passing here, and each prototype first check return find the prototype of that particular thing that we pass in bracket, and then it compare with the whatever object we are basically uh, calling with. I mean, we are using developer to call this prototype, right? Is prototype. So here we are basically checking that does my developer object is equal to Tom object or not, Tom prototype object or not. So is it clear now? First, the question is clear or not?
So are the both prototypes same or not?
No, not prototype. It is saying that does my developer. So to be very straight, it is saying that does this developer object is same as this prototype or not. The Tom prototype is referring to this, and developer object is this. So is
Okay,
this
object
particular.
and prototypes both are. I mean, it has when we create a function, it has both. I mean, function object and prototype object.
Mhm.
So both are different things.
Yeah. So basically, you know that objects are nothing but a reference, right?
Yeah.
So this developer object is different, and this prototype is different.
Yeah.
Of course, this developer will be having access to this prototype, this object, but these two are different. So here we are not basically comparing the does with that developer dot prototype is equal to is prototype of Tom or not.
Yeah. Okay. Object with prototype of Tom.
Yes. So that's why this will return a false. This will not this will not return true. This will return false. So I mean that's it's I think a bit tricky thing to do. ओके राहुल, तो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन बता दो. I mean सारा डिस्कस कर लिया हमने. तो राइट नाउ राहुल हम क्या कर रहे हैं कि व्हाट वी आर डूइंग इज दैट नाउ आई एम सेइंग दैट हे is my prototype so this the prototype of Tom is same that of developer.prototype or not.
false. क्योंकि डेवलपर का जो प्रोटोटाइप है वो टॉम के प्रोटोटाइप का नहीं है.
developer.prototype किसको रेफर कर रहा है? क्या है यहाँ पे? ये वाली चीज है ना, यहाँ पे जो है.
हाँ ये वाली चीज है.
और टॉम की प्रोटोटाइप क्या है?
यही वाली चीज है.
यही है ना.
हाँ.
तो ये ट्रू देगा. पिछले वाला फॉल्स क्यों दे रहा था?
पिछले वाला फॉल्स क्यों दे रहा था?
हाँ,
पिछले वाले वो क्वेश्चन तो दिखाओ. डेवलपर डॉट प्रोटोटाइप था शायद.
पिछले वाले में हम लोग बोल रहे थे कि टॉम का जो प्रोटोटाइप है क्या वो डेवलपर ऑब्जेक्ट के बराबर है कि नहीं है?
हाँ तो फॉल्स होगा. वो डेवलपर के प्रोटोटाइप के नहीं.
डेवलपर का प्रोटोटाइप नहीं डेवलपर ऑब्जेक्ट का. यही तो डिस्कशन है पूरा पॉइंट का. डेवलपर का प्रोटोटाइप और टॉम का प्रोटोटाइप ये दोनों तो सेम है, बट डेवलपर ऑब्जेक्ट डिफरेंट है, डेवलप और टॉम का प्रोटोटाइप और डेवलपर का प्रोटोटाइप डिफरेंट है, राइट?
हाँ हाँ डिफरेंट है।
क्या मैं ये बोल सकता हूँ कि डेवलपर ऑब्जेक्ट सेम है, डेवलपर प्रोटोटाइप ऑब्जेक्ट के बराबर है? नहीं बोल सकता ना।
नहीं
डेवलपर ऑब्जेक्ट डिफरेंट है, डेवलपर प्रोटोटाइप डिफरेंट है, उसका डेवलपर ऑब्जेक्ट के पास इसका रेफरेंस है। तो इन द सेम वे लास्ट वाला क्वेश्चन इसलिए फॉल्स था, और ये वाला इसलिए सही है क्योंकि अब मैं कंपैरिजन जो कर रहा हूँ वो कंपेयर कर रहा हूँ डेवलपर का प्रोटोटाइप से, राइट? तो वो सेम हो जाएगा।
हाँ हाँ वैसे भी है।
सही है। ये थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी चीजें हैं जिसमें कंपैरिजन से तो पता होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि ये ऐसे क्वेश्चन ना एमसीक्यू में बहुत पूछते हैं। और प्रोटोटाइप का जनरली अब एडवांस लेवल ऑफ जावास्क्रिप्ट, सो ये एडवांस लेवल स्टार्ट होते हैं। Okay guys, so now let's move forward. Now let's just move forward, and now just I mean these things are going to be pretty same. I mean these same stuff out there and pretty simple. So now we are saying that employee dot prototype is prototype of Tom. So let me ask this. I mean this will be pretty straightforward to Samvi, what do you think? So here we are saying that let's just go direct with the diagram. We are saying that employee dot prototype is referring to this particular thing, right? And object that is the Tom object dot get prototype of Tom will be referring to this particular thing. So we are saying that does employee dot prototype is same say is equal to object dot get prototype of Tom. So what do you think? Is it true or false? No, some yeah, it will be false. Not similar to, but it was similar to the second question. Yeah, so it's pretty simple. I mean, it will be false, of course, because these two. I mean, if you see the drawing, so the thing is that when you see the code, you won't be having this drawing, right? If you have this drawing, of course everything is damaging, because and this drawing you have to basically imagine that in your head when you see the code, this particular thing should become straight in your mind that now this is my prototype chain, and this is the drawing that is going to be happen right there. So I mean, if you just see this drawing, it's pretty simple. I mean, if you ask to anyone, they can answer. And here we are just comparing that employed prototype, which is referring to this particular thing, object, and now we're comparing with this particular object. So of course, these two are different. So that's why it will be false. Okay, guys. So now let's just see that now the same way if we try to see that person dot prototype is prototype of Tom, right? So of course this will be also be false because person dot prototype is different, and prototype of Tom. These both the things are referring to different objects. Okay. In the same way, this will be going to be the false. Okay, guys. So again. In the last session, when I was ending the last session, we ended with the question: what is the difference between the classical and the prototypical inheritance? And I just gave you a bit of explanation that how it is different. But you should be knowing that in a pretty detailed way, because this is, trust me, this is a very famous and very common questions that are asked at a higher level in your JavaScript interviews. So you should be pretty clear, and they generally have a discussion of around half an hour over this particular thing, because this particular thing means a lot in JavaScript development field. And just because of this, all the development work that we are done in JavaScript basically are followed in the functional approach or object-oriented programming approach. And because at the end of the day, everything are just objects. So you should be knowing pretty well that what are the difference between the classical and the prototype inheritance. So let me, okay, Monica. I mean, any idea about it? Of course, I had a little discussion in the last session. And trust me, this is very common, very common question that are asked in interviews. You can search over internet also. There are tons of people who will see that they were asked this questions in their JavaScript interviews. Rahul?
हेलो
Yes,
हाँ
Rahul.
क्लासिकल इनहेरिटेंस, हाँ क्लासिकल इनहेरिटेंस वो होता है जिसमें जैसे क्लासेस का यूज जिसमें हम इनहेरिट करते हैं, और प्रोटोटाइप इनहेरिटेंस होता है जिसमें मतलब क्लोन वगैरह करते हैं, मतलब उसका प्रोटो बनाते हैं, और मतलब
प्रोटो
प्रोटो
नहीं,
मतलब
ये प्रोटोटाइप चेंज बन जाती है और उससे मिलती है।
हाँ हाँ, और क्लासिकल में क्या होता है कि एक्सटेंड का यूज होता है।
यस, वो तो सही है, बट डिफरेंस मतलब मेन व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस, डिफरेंस क्या है जो इन दोनों के बीच में है, जो मेन डिफरेंस है, आप बहुत बता सकते हैं, कितने बता सकते हैं?
मेन डिफरेंस तो यही है कि इसमें हम एक्सटेंड्स का यूज करते हैं।
ओके।
हाँ, मेन तो ये कि इसमें एक्सटेंड्स कीवर्ड का यूज करते हैं, और इसमें दूसरे बात ये है
ओके। ओके, सो Sambhavi, can you tell me if any idea? ठीक है राहुल, वो सही है, और भी डिस्कस करते हैं कि इसका मतलब अच्छे से डिस्कस करते हैं इस क्वेश्चन को, बिकॉज ये काफी कॉमन और इससे बहुत सारे कंसेप्ट क्लियर हो जाएंगे, हमें पूरा प्रोटोटाइप इससे क्लियर हो सकता है। Sambhavi, any idea what any point that you can add in the Rahul point? Like what are the difference between the classical and the prototypical inheritance in JavaScript? You can write. Okay, Monica, any point you want to add?
In prototypical inheritance, if you want to access any functions, we look up in the first, we look up in the same prototype, or else we have to search every prototype in the, in the higher levels. But in the classical ones, we can get direct access. So it's fast compared to prototypical inheritance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more point? That's a good point actually. Any more point?
No, I don't know.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Okay, guys. So first, let's just use this diagram to understand that uh, just- how inheritance are done using prototype, right? So I mean, if you see this prototype chain, right? So in my Tom, the first and most important thing that I was discussing here, that if suppose there is a any function that I want to check that is there or not. So if I just say, try to access that tom dot prototype dot get name, right? So if I try to do that, so the flow will be like that. For it will first check that whether that particular function is there or not. If it's not there, it will go up and check that whether that particular, because it has a prototype chain and the chain goes right there till object, right there till we hit null. So it will go at one level up and it will check that the get name is there in its parent component or parent object parent prototype chain or not. There also, if it doesn't find, it will keep going till it's encounter null. So the thing that you notice that here the flow is like this, that first it go and check in its own prototype, and if it's not there, it just go one level up and check there in its prototype chain. But in generally in inheritance, if we basically try to access any function, we just check that if that particular function is there or not. And if it's not there, we don't go one level up and check that does that particular function is there in my parent class or not. That does, inheritance in typical classical inheritance things don't happen like that. If it will be having, if and I mean that particular function will be there in its parent class, of course it will be having direct access to that particular class, will be having direct access to that particular function, because the flow is from top to bottom, and here the flow is going to bottom to top, right? So this flow is basically called delegation. We are delegating our request, right? We are delegating our JavaScript engine is delegating its request. So first it is changing in its own prototype, and if it's not there, it is delegating its request and saying, hey, that particular function is not in my prototype. Can you go and check that if I have any prototype chain, can you go and check above that does my that particular function is there in my prototype chain or not. So it will keep going until it encounter null. That means that my chain has ended. So the thing is that here we are basically delegating our request, but in inheritance, I will have direct access to any instance of time. I mean, if you see that in developer, if I will it is having a classical inheritance. If I try to access developer.get name, and if any of my parent, like suppose that in if my person class had that particular function, and if my employee has extended it, the whole code has been now moved to my employee class, right? So and if my developer class is extending employees, of course it will be having a direct access to it. So it won't go up, and the request won't be get delegated whether it will be there or not. So it will get the instant thing, right? So as Monica was saying that due to this, I mean, there is a these are fast because you are getting the requests are not getting delegated and you are getting it instantly, right? So yeah, I mean, in a large application, this will generate some latency, but the thing is that there are a lot of advantages of prototype. The thing is that first and the major point you should be telling to the interviewer is that here in my class-based inheritance, things are very tightly binded, right? I have a I have a 3 or 4 function or 3 or 4 variable, and I have to define it right there, and it is binded to that particular class. And if my developer the next class is inheriting to it, I mean, so all those code will be binded to the next class. So the things are pretty tightly bounded there. While in prototype, the things are not pretty tightly bounded. At any instant of time, I can add any particular function, right? So suppose that you have basically extended this person to employee to developer, and you want to make any changes to a function which are there in person, right? So and suppose that you want to add anything, so you cannot just directly add that, and all your classes will be reflecting that change. That because the things are so tightly bounded that you have pretty little scope of any modification. But in prototype, things are pretty damn simple. I mean, you can directly change it. I mean, you can just directly change it, and wherever that particular function will be in chain, that will get changed, and the next chain will be accessing it. I mean, the next time you try to access it, the change value will be visible to the whole prototype chain and wherever it is. So that's why it gives us the flexibility of having things a bit of loosely bind, so that we can add, or I mean, we can play around and change the stuffs, and that thing that I mean, if suppose that get name was there in my person prototype, and I try to add one more, I will try to basically change that particular function. So it will be basically directly changed, and now, and it will be that change value will be now visible to my employee developer, uh, because if I try to access my get name using my developer prototype, of course it has the access, because uh, everything it has access, it has a reference to my employee prototype, as well as the person prototype. So this is the major difference that you guys should be telling the reviewer, because that's why in basically in JavaScript development, we generally tend to follow the prototype type of inheritance much more than the classical inheritance. So is it clear, guys? Is it clear? That's a pretty important question and pretty important concept. Any doubt, because this is important? Any doubt? If any there is any thing that is not clear, you can directly ask. And if it's clear, you can just type in the chat that it's clear. Excuse me. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, Anshu.
Okay. Okay, so this is pretty simple. I mean, this is pretty so Rahul, तुम्हें बता दो. So ये बोल रहा है कि मान लो एक we created an object and I try to access the prototype object. तो हम कैसे एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, राइट? अगर मैं यहाँ पे फंक्शन add right? And if I try to console.dir, right? So this is an object. So if I try to access the prototype of it, how I can access it?
ऐड डॉट प्रोटोटाइप कर लेंगे, उससे उसका प्रोटोटाइप ले सकते हैं।
यस, तो डायरेक्ट हम प्रोटोटाइप कर सकते हैं या फिर हम ये अंडरस्कोर फोटो से भी कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि अंडरस्कोर फोटो लिंक करता है मेरे से ऑब्जेक्ट के प्रोटोटाइप से। सो ये
हाँ।
काफी सिंपल क्वेश्चन था। ठीक है राहुल, ये बता दो, ये भी सिंपल है क्वेश्चन। तो यहाँ पे हमारे पास दो बेसिकली एक वेरिएबल है कॉस्ट है, जो कि एक एरो फंक्शन है और एक नॉर्मल फंक्शन है।
हाँ हाँ।
तो अगर तो इनका दोनों का टाइप क्या होगा?
टाइप ऑफ ए तो हमारा हो जाएगा ऑब्जेक्ट हो जाएगा, टाइप ऑफ बी भी ऑब्जेक्ट हो जाएगा, क्योंकि फंक्शन ऑब्जेक्ट ही है।
राइट, एब्सोल्युटली राइट राहुल, दोनों सही है, दोनों का टाइप ऑब्जेक्ट ही है। ओके ओके, और ये अगर ऑब्जेक्ट डॉट गेट प्रोटोटाइप ऑफ ए और बी करूँ तो ये दोनों
अगर हम दोनों का गेट प्रोटोटाइप ऑफ ए करें तो हमें उसका प्रोटोटाइप मिल जाएगा ऑब्जेक्ट ट्रू, सॉरी
तो नहीं, मतलब प्रोटोटाइप की वैल्यू लॉग हो जाएगी अगर मैं लॉग कर रहा हूँ तो, राइट?
हाँ हाँ, प्रोटोटाइप की जो भी वैल्यू होगी वो हो जाएगी।
ठीक है, और चलो सही है। और ये
कौन सा वाला ए डॉट
प्रोटोटाइप एंड बी डॉट प्रोटोटाइप,
जो ये जो कंस्ट्रक्टर होगा ना उसमें ए डॉट प्रोटोटाइप और बी डॉट प्रोटोटाइप, मतलब वो प्रिंट कर देगा, मतलब जो भी उसमें है।
तो चलो देख लेते हैं थोड़ा सा। स्ट्रेंज इसमें से सिर्फ एक ही है जो कि स्ट्रेंज वो देगा, रिजल्ट देने वाला है। एंड the thing is that I wanted to I added this question because I just wanted to give a clarity that how arrow functions and normal functions behave a bit differently with prototypes, right? So ये basically क्योंकि अभी empty है तो यहाँ पे empty उसने दे दिया, तो that is absolutely right, क्योंकि obviously so you see that get prototype of A, so arrow function is basically returning me the prototype of A. And if I just try to do the prototype of B here, let us do that. That is also doing that. But if you just see, if we just try to access this, now this is going to do a bit of a strange result. So let's just see. Okay. Just put me like that. Console.log. Copy this. I can also do directly. Let's just see that what it is printing. A dot put. Console dot log. Let's just copy this. So you saw Rahul, this is printing undefined.
Okay.
What do you think? What will be this one? Now this is undefined. What do you think this will be?
This will also undefined.
Why? So this is not undefined.
या सॉरी, दिस ये कंस्ट्रक्ट, अच्छा ये वाला जो है वो ये हमारा एरो फंक्शन है ना ए वाला, और बी वाला हमारा वो दिस के साथ यूज होता है, तो कंस्ट्रक्टर वो प्रिंट कर देता है। मतलब बी वाला नॉर्मल फंक्शन है, एरो फंक्शन में दिस कीवर्ड नहीं होता, मतलब इसमें होता है।
दिस का नहीं है, राइट? लेट्स जस्ट सी दिस, लेट्स जस्ट ट्राई टू लेट्स जस्ट first try to see that what A is printing, right? So you saw that A is printing what? An empty object here. So because this is empty, तो basically जब कोई भी हम वो करते हैं ना कि तुम्हारा जब एरो फंक्शन यूज करते हैं, तो वो जैसे कि हम वो ऑब्जेक्ट्स नहीं बनते हैं, वो वैसे वैसे फंक्शन ही लिख देता है, रिप्लेसमेंट हो जाती है। You saw that, I mean, if I just try to see that it is not printing a it is just printing me the whole code. I mean, is the empty thing. So we do not have an access to prototype. So इसका कोई क्योंकि ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं बनेगा तो ऑब्जेक्ट अगर नहीं क्रिएट हो रहा है तो प्रोटोटाइप ही नहीं होगा उसका, राइट? हमने तो यही हो रही है ना, और कुछ तो नहीं हो रही है? नहीं, चलो ठीक है, तो ये देख लेते हैं यहाँ पे। तो यहाँ पे तुमको क्या क्या दिख रहा है? यहाँ पे आर्गुमेंट्स में दिख रही है पोलर और नेम आ रही है। ठीक है, यहाँ पे तुमको प्रोटोटाइप दिख रही है कहीं पे भी? console dot you saw there is a prototype that has been added.
Yeah.
So the point is that if we are in arrow function, object तो arrow दोनों बनते हैं, तो वो वाली point अगर कोई बोलता है कि arrow function के object बनते हैं कि नहीं बनते हैं, obviously arrow function भी object की तरह treat किए जाते हैं JavaScript के, but arrow function का prototype JavaScript इंजन by default ऐड नहीं करता।
अच्छा,
राइट, यहाँ पे प्रोटोटाइप में कंस्ट्रक्टर ऐड है और यहाँ पे उसका रेफरेंस है कुछ प्रोटोटाइप का, वो सेपरेट किया है। तो दिस इज द थिंग, अगर इंटरव्यू में पूछी जाती है, ये पूछ लेते हैं जनरली, क्योंकि एरो फंक्शन और नॉर्मल फंक्शन में डिफरेंस में पूछ सकते हैं इसमें भी, तो ये पता होना चाहिए। ओके गाइस, so the last question for today's session is basically, I mean, this was also discussed by me in the last session, and that is that I mean, inside I asked that inside the JavaScript engine uses the new keyword to create any object, and it basically JavaScript engine add all the things like prototype and underscore proto, the link is that gets created by the JavaScript engine by itself. So I did explain what are the ways, steps. I explained the 4 ways through which these things get handled. So if anyone anyone want to answer this thing, how does you explain me those 4 steps? So this is also a pretty not pretty common, but pretty important questions that are asked in advanced JavaScript interviews. Rahul, लास्ट सेशन में थे, पता है?
हाँ जो हाँ 4 टाइप के होते हैं, एक तो वो एम्प्टी करके बनाते हैं, और एक क्रिएट ऑब्जेक्ट करके, और एक न्यू करके ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करते हैं, और चौथा
ऑब्जेक्ट को क्रिएट करते हैं, तो न्यू वाले से क्रिएट करते हैं, तो उसकी स्टेप क्या होती है? मतलब जावास्क्रिप्ट इंजन जब ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करता है न्यू कीवर्ड यूज करके, तो क्या चीजें 4 स्टेप फॉलो होती है? 4 स्टेप में वो पूरा चीज हैंडल होती है, तो 4 चीजें चलती है। मतलब तुम्हें पता नहीं चाहिए जब न्यू यूज हुआ तो जावास्क्रिप्ट इंजन 4 काम करता है, तुम्हें पता होना चाहिए इंस्टेंटली कि वो 4 काम क्या कर रहा है।
वो एक एम्प्टी ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करता है, और क्या नाम है, वो जो भी इंटरनल उसका प्रोटो है उसमें उसका नाम सेट करता है यूजिंग कंस्ट्रक्टर फंक्शन, और
ये ये पूछता है, ये भी काफी पूछ जाती है, इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, तो तुम्हें पता होना चाहिए। तो वही है सेम जैसे तुम राहुल बोल रहा था कि फर्स्ट इट बेसिकली क्रिएट अ न्यू ऑब्जेक्ट, देन इट्स द लिंकेज वाला काम होता है, वो अंडरस्कोर फोटोस वाली लिंक होती है, एंड यू गाइस नो दैट underscore photo is nothing but a linkage to the prototype object. So the new object gets created, and that new object gets linked to its prototype using the underscore photo, and then the constructor function gets executed, and which basically set the context this to the new object. तो जो this है वो basically bind हो जाती है तुम्हारी current object new object से, and then वो object return हो जाती है। तो ये 4 चीजें होती है, पता होना चाहिए, काफी simple चीज है, but important concept है। Okay guys, so any doubt in any of the question that we discussed in today's session, or any doubt in prototype thing? किसी को? Okay guys, so चलो सही है, नहीं है तो we can wrap up, but before we wrap up, let me ask the question. I mean, Monica, you haven't submitted the assignment of the context API series yet, and Rahul, you haven't also submitted it. What's the issue? Monica, they were suppose you are facing some issues. I mean, does it get sorted because you didn't ask those things again? Monica, Rahul. Okay, sixth question, last part again. Okay. Okay, so Monica, the thing is that if we are creating a function, if we are creating function like using function keyword like this is the pretty normal way to create function in JavaScript. So so basically so when JavaScript engine create the object for this particular function, it basically do not add prototype object. I do have access to underscore proto, but I mean it do not create any I mean even not a
Screen,
constructor
screen.
object constructor function to the prototype. So the prototype properties are not getting not added by the JavaScript engine. That's why sorry, I mean in normal functions it does get added, but in arrow function it do not get added. So that's why a dot prototype was getting undefined, but b dot prototype was printing the value that was a constructor function.
Why arrow functions don't have access to it?
Because JavaScript engine do not create prototypes for arrow functions. It does. I mean, you know that our JavaScript engine tackle arrow function a bit different way. So this is also one of the cases where JavaScript engine tackle arrow function a bit differently. That's why I added this question so that this thing will be clear to you as. Is it clear now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Explain my context APIs tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Rahul, what's your status? Okay, seems like that. Asutosh Kumar, it seems like you just joined right now. Okay, guys, we'll be wrapping today's session, and thank you for joining session. Bye.